Welcome back to the Second and Short podcast where the entire playbook is open. I'm Josiah.
I'm Christian.
I'm Hayden.
And I'm Jacob.
Wait. That's not Eli. What?
What? Where's
What?
Eli?
He's gone.
Did he quit the podcast? Dang.
Yeah.
Better
Sucks.
Browns fan here.
Not my cousin
He
anymore.
put in his 2 weeks ago. We just didn't tell anybody.
Welcome to the show. Jacob
I'm very
Naples, Browns fan. We just
Yep.
replaced them.
Browns fan legend here. Making his debut.
Yeah.
Pick him up on the side of the street.
That's right.
Pretty easy.
Yeah.
Nick Chubb, how's the knee doing?
Dub for Chubb. Surgery went well. Is at the game, representing for the Browns this Sunday. Feeling good.
Yeah. Nice.
So today, if we're being honest, we're going to talk about the Steelers and the Browns. The whole time, the Browns embarrassed the Steelers. They broke them. They fired a offensive coordinator. First time since they fired a head coach or an offensive coordinator mid-season since like 1940s.
Yeah.
The guy fired himself.
Guy
Did you
fired.
see that? No, I'm dead serious. The guy fired himself mid-season in 1941. So,
Oh, dang.
yeah.
Do you think that was during like Steagles?
Steagles was like 1 year. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this was
Look it up.
I think it
Look
was
it up.
late 40s, but we're going to talk a lot about the Steelers and the Browns. In honor of Thanksgiving, we're going to have a Thanksgiving segment. Luke might throw in one of his Omahas, and then we're going to have some trivia questions, of course, at the end.
So the Steagles were in 1943 and that happened in 1941. So it was like 2 years before the Steagles happened.
Steagles were like the worst team.
Well, the
They were
Steagles
so
the Steagles
bad.
happened because of the war. Yeah, because of the draft in
Yeah.
42. I think is when it
And
was.
there weren't enough players, so they just kind of combined teams.
Yeah. So
They still weren't very good, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, I don't think so.
Bad.
but
So 40s football.
Cleveland, DTR, you're convinced he's going to stick as the starter. However, they did bring in Super Bowl MVP Joe Flacco.
That's
Wait,
right.
How you feeling?
Yeah, DTR, he definitely looked a lot better than that first Ravens game when he knew he was starting the morning of. But, I think DTR is going to really find his stride in this offense. It's not super complicated. It's a system that Baker ran really well. A lot of play action, a lot of easy throws to our tight ends. I think he's going to be able to move around like Deshaun. It's going to be a lot of that similar type play calling. And once we get to the playoffs, it's Joe Flacco time. He's elite in the playoffs. 11 touchdowns, 0 picks on that Super Bowl run. So we got playoff Joe in our back pocket.
I think Joe Flacco's like the fourth greatest playoff quarterback of all time. I'm putting Brady, Montana, and Mahomes above him. I think he's better than everyone else in the playoffs.
Statistically, or like
Both. Statistically, he is up there, but then also just in terms of how like he passes the eyeball test.
I mean, Billy Cundiff, greatest
Ooh.
kicker in the
Yeah.
history of
Yeah.
postseason. So.
Shout out to the 2011 NFC Championship game, I believe.
And when they missed the field
Yeah.
goal to beat the Patriots, I think it was.
Because then New England lost to the Giants.
Yeah.
Yeah, good year.
I mean, congratulations on the win. I'll be the bigger man.
It's not pretty.
Like, I don't know. Neither one of these teams are going to do anything.
No.
Like, both are pathetic offenses. Browns defense is actually good. I think the Steelers defense are frauds, but they're not good, dude.
That's a take.
They're not. TJ Watt is good. Alex Highsmith is good. And Cam Hayward or Minka, whenever they're healthy, are good.
Yeah.
The defense is not good. TJ can be neutralized for half the game, and then all of a sudden, nobody on the defense can play football anymore.
I feel like the Browns took away TJ out of the game like no other team has this year. Like he only made 2.
He only got one
plays.
sack.
Dewan Jones.
Yeah,
played,
Dewan Jones.
Dewan Jones played
Yeah.
very well.
He
in
did
that
play.
entire
He had a
game.
very good game. He's been playing amazing coming in off that right side.
for
so.
sure. Yeah, I think they built the game plan. You mentioned it, like the easy passes, wide open tight ends, things like that. They built the game plan around stopping TJ and let everybody else beat you if they can.
Yeah.
To win one-on-one matchups against the other guys and stop TJ. And they did it. And
Yeah.
a perfect example of what I was talking to somebody about earlier today was that like they schemed, their game plan was built offensively for DTR. In the sense that like the perfect example of this is the one play they ran, play action roll out to the outside, and like David Njoku is wide open. Nobody within 10 yards of him. Like, because he's wide open. It's like anybody can hit that pass. And like DTR is like, he's got some talent, but like they have to play to his play style, which is something that, I'm sure we'll talk about it at some point with the offensive coordinator. They haven't done that at all
Exactly.
with Pickett at all. So it's like, we don't know whether he's the guy or not because they're their system was awful.
And I feel like we're going to post a public service announcement where we talk about Matt Canada, but Pittsburgh needs to see what they have in them. I'm a Pitt fan. I'm a homer. I liked Kenny Pickett. He's not played well. But as you said, how many times have we seen a quarterback in a terrible situation go somewhere else and all of a sudden they can play? Tua was terrible. Mike McDaniel comes in. He's an MVP candidate. Brock Purdy has Kyle Shanahan. All of a sudden he's a quarterback of a Super Bowl contender. The coaching staff matters. Eddie Faulkner is going to take over as the offense coordinator, the current running backs coach, and then Mike Sullivan, not the Pittsburgh Penguins head coach, but the quarterback's coach is going to be the play caller. Neither one of them is really going to change things up too much. Me and Luke were talking earlier. I think we might see a little bit of boost in production this week against Cincy, but long term, the offense isn't all of a sudden going to be able to put up 35 a game.
Yeah, I mean, you don't just all of a sudden change your system that you've installed all of preseason and minicamp. So, I mean, I think they definitely need to start opening things up with Kenny, like 5-yard screens and, jet sweeps. It really doesn't let you open
Throwing
things
the
up.
ball in the middle of the field.
That one screen to, I think it was to Jalen. Three Browns were on him. I think that was like Canada. That might have been one of his worst calls. That was the most obvious.
I don't know if that was a miscommunication because we had trips to that side and everybody ran down the field. They looked like they were the linemen letting everybody come in for the blitz to try and bait them. It looked terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, if you take away Jalen Warren's 74-yard touchdown run, which looked great, by the way, we haven't had a player that could do that in quite a while. And so,
the
like,
longest. Forgive me for that.
You're good. You're fine. Yeah.
I can't remember the exact stat, but that's like the longest rushing play in like 2 or 3 years. For Pittsburgh.
Longer than that.
No, it was
15 years. It was Willie Parker last time.
Which was in the Super Bowl, if I remember correctly, his 75-yard.
He had a few of those.
Longest rushing play in Super Bowl history, 75-yard touchdown by Willie Parker. And that was, I think, in the Seattle Super Bowl, if I remember correctly.
21-10 game.
Yeah. But, I mean, that was nice to see that because, like, as great as Le'Veon Bell was, like, he wasn't the breakaway speed guy.
Yeah,
he was never gonna,
quick. He wasn't fast.
He was never going to break a 65-yard touchdown run. Like, that wasn't his thing. He would break a 64-yard reception, a screenplay, 65 yards out, but rushing.
Defense, he'd just get a bunch of like 10-yard runs and just work.
Yeah, absolutely. And he would stop like for 5 seconds behind the line before he went. But we're not here to talk about it.
He made it work.
He did, absolutely.
Did you guys see Najee's post-game comments?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I think that was like part of the reason why Canada actually got fired. They were saying like they're trying to save the locker room.
I think Tomlin is losing the locker room.
Yeah.
You needed to make a change.
Which is typically what Tomlin excels at. For all the things you can hate on him for, he finds a way to turn prima donnas and people who are disgruntled and be able to keep it all in-house, and they're able to channel in the right way. AB, no issues until all of a sudden he's an issue. He gets shipped off to Oakland. He has a way with players, but it seems as we progress more and more into this new age, it's not translating the same way anymore. The wins aren't there, so there's more leakage in the locker room than previously.
Yeah, I think that this, the whole Canada thing, like obviously people have been calling for a long time, but like this kind of happened at a perfect time in my mind because like this is the first week that I've been like, okay, maybe like Kenny Pickett, maybe we should move on from him because like I've been a Kenny Pickett apologist for a while now, saying like, oh, well, it's this, it's that. Like, yeah, he hasn't played great, but excuses, right? Like at this point now, like moving forward into next year, even like there's no excuses anymore. Like they need to set him up to win. They need to build their game plan around him. One of the big things that I remember from Canada is like earlier this year, he said, oh, our team's not built to come from behind. It's like your scheme needs to fit your players. Your players can't fit into your scheme. Right? Like you can't just stick so blindly to your scheme that like your players are getting lost in there because it's not their play style. It's like you have to build your scheme around your players. The perfect example of that is Cam Newton in Carolina. It's like they built their scheme around him and it got them to a Super Bowl. They didn't win it, but he won MVP like because they built their system around him and his play style.
I think one of the biggest issues we had with the Matt Canada offense is so many long developed plays. Whether it was a play action that it would take a few seconds for the play to develop, the problem was Steelers' offensive lineman weren't dominant. We had a young quarterback back there, and because of that, you're already being rushed. The play's not going to be able to develop. You can't have a 4-second play in the NFL. He had some success in college with the Nate Peterman era at Pitt, but in the NFL, it's just not that game anymore. It's quick passes. It's getting in rhythm, and Matt Canada just didn't have any rhythm to his offense.
And not every single play needs to be a 4. You don't need to go through 4 reads on every single play. And I feel like that's how Canada's system was set up. And like, I feel like sometimes Kenny Pickett just went through too many reads. He needs to pull the trigger.
You just need a 1-2 drop and then just go.
Exactly. Like there needs to be a distinction between the two. It's like not every single play can be a 4-read play, because then when that happens, you're going to get sacked and teams are going to know what's coming. It's like there needs to be some plays that are schemed open immediately that aren't screens behind the line of scrimmage. So.
Yeah. I mean, kind of circling back to that whole Najee press conference, is Najee the second running back? Is Jaylen Warren the top dog there in Pittsburgh? Is he better?
I think he's really proved himself in the last.
I think he
games.
has.
I think, yeah.
Tolman came out saying he is the starting running back against the Titans.
Oh yeah.
Here's the unpopular opinion. I don't think that's a diss on Najee though, because Najee, he had a rough game against Cleveland. Cleveland has one of the best defenses. Yeah, the Steelers' offense sucks, but you guys have the defense of the league. Najee has been running so hard. He still has a place in this offense, but what Jaylen Warren is doing has become special. Since 2005, that was the last time we had a running back who could take it to the house.
He's the MVP of our offense.
That's not normal in today's league. Not many running backs can take
guy.
Yeah.
Austin Eckler.
That's been
And
impressive.
also mentioned as a great blocker too. Like it's not just one dimensional. Like
He's so scrappy and tough.
Oh my gosh.
Especially for like his size. Like,
Yeah, at the Browns game, he was stiff arming like it was like the third guy every time, like to take him down. Like he was throwing
He
bodies.
sent
Like,
Denzel Ward into a different
he
dimension.
did dribble him on the ground pretty hard. He dribbled him so hard. I was like, it was like one of their first drives out of halftime. We're sitting there, it was like 70 yards to the house. So I watched him break down. I was like, dang, like Jaylen Warren, like dude, like keep running Najee because he ain't gonna break any of those.
I do think we have one of the best running back duos.
Yeah.
Like, I think that they are good, and I think we need to keep both of them.
Yeah, I think they're very comparable. Like, I don't think Jaylen Warren could be like the number one back in a system and be a third down back and get all those carries, because I think it's very comparable to Zeke and Tony Pollard. Like, you see Tony Pollard now with Dallas, like, he's not doing what he was doing when Zeke was there, because Zeke's taking a lot of those inside the tackles. He's getting a lot of those body blows, and Pollard's getting a lot more of those opportunities on the outside. So I think it kind of works complementary. Like Hayden was saying, like Najee still has his place in the system. Like Najee should still get those carries, like to weaken up on defenses, so you can get those big explosive plays with Jaylen Warren.
Everybody's saying Warren or Najee. It's just Warren and Najee. Like
I like that.
Yeah,
And they're not selfish at all. Like they're good buddies too.
yeah.
They don't care.
I'm sure they're not.
I mean, the Steelers made it work with Jerome Bettis and Willie Parker, who were both very good. Like when Willie Parker took over, like he was still able to produce even as the number one.
I like his comparison to Zeke and Pollard better. The Bettis Parker thing in 2005. Bettis, if you want to look up his stat line, I think he had 300 yards but 12 touchdowns. He was a glorified fullback at that point. Willie Parker in an offense that was struggling. Plaxico Burress had already left the team. Heath Miller wasn't there yet. It was literally just Hines Ward. Willie Parker was able to provide that spark for them. To the Pollard and Zeke thing, I'm curious because Warren's build's a little bit more stout. He has a little bit more body to him than a Pollard does. A little bit less explosive, but I'm curious to see 9 carries for 124 yards and a touchdown. What happens if we bump that up to 15 carries? That's still not crazy. My thing is, that's not going to help us know if Kenny Pickett's the answer.
Yeah.
Where, yeah, the best move for this team is to give Najee and Warren both 15 touches each. But is that really going to put us in a better place at the quarterback position, which everyone knows it's so key, especially in the AFC, competing against the Josh Allens, the Mahomes, the Burrows.
I will say this. I think if they do give Najee and Jaylen Warren like 15 touches a game, I think that means they know Pickett's not our guy, and we're done.
It means that they don't have confidence in him, which I feel like
he's
has
not
been
our
an issue.
guy. Then, like, you can't have a guy you're not confident in.
Well, I feel like they have hurt his confidence almost because they don't trust him to throw. And like I said, Kenny has not played good. I'm not going to defend him too much anymore. With that said, he was given no favors. They had no trust in him. They're throwing the ball like an out route 2 yards down the field, and every play's a screen. That's not showing faith in your quarterback. You have to make him confident. That's the great quarterback whispers, the Shanahans, the McVays. They set up their play script. The first 10 plays of the game are to set up how they want to run the ball and to get the quarterback comfortable. The Steelers have not done that in God knows how long. They didn't have to really with Roethlisberger. Big Ben was going to be able to be comfortable no matter what. Well, guess what? Now it's Trubisky, now it's Rudolph, now it's Pickett. They need those plays. They need a stronger play script so they can get comfortable.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about Najee's role in the offense and what it could look like. It's like, I would love to see them use him more as a receiver. Like, he's got good hands.
He is a good
everybody
receiver.
saw it. Well, not everybody. Anybody who watches college football, and some people who don't, myself included in that, watched him at Alabama. He was so good at Alabama.
He was using everything.
Yeah, it's like he has good hands.
That's why
use
it's so
him
hard
as a
for me
receiver.
to choose between him or Etienne in the draft.
Is he as great of a receiver as like a Le'Veon Bell? Is he as dynamic as Le'Veon Bell? No, probably not. But at the same time, it's like he can function in like if you're attacking the middle of the field, he can play as like a tight end coming out of the slot a little bit. I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's like teams do that with running backs all the time.
They
now.
did that with him at the end of like last year. Like that started with the Raiders game. Like, he got like 5 of those catches and just carried the team on.
I mean, even like the way the Steelers used Le'Veon, like they line him up in the slot, let him run routes. Now Najee's not as good of a route runner, but like that's something he could work on, and that's something they could put into the system plan. Like, and he has good hands. Like he's their third down back. He's who they go to like out of the backfield. Like he's
an
the one
H-back,
making those plays.
like an H-back position.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't know that. I'm not saying that should be his main role. I'm saying they could use him in that function.
he's the player that can.
All right,
in order
I
to
don't
get him his
disagree with
touches.
that.
Yeah, in order to because like I think that's part of the reason that he was down in the dumps in that press conference that he had is that like he's not being utilized properly. He knows what he brings to the table, and everybody who watched him at Alabama knows what he brings to the table, right? Like so, it's like they need to figure out how to make it work, but still give Jaylen Warren his touches.
The problem is he does bring something to the table, and like I said, the past few weeks he's shown it, but that's what they need him to be, a downhill runner. Just piss him off and then just go run forward. That hasn't been the case.
Yeah.
He dances because he can move for a big man. He is huge. He's pushing 250. He can move, but he can move for a 250-pound running back, not move in an NFL scheme.
Yeah.
He needs to just go downhill, and he's not doing that. Jaylen Warren, all 200 pounds of him, goes downhill every single play. So
Najee's not. I feel like Najee's not confidence in himself, but confidence in his line is awful. Even though they're playing better than they have in his NFL career so far, his confidence in them is awful. So he feels like he needs to dance because his entire rookie
year is his best.
in
year.
most of his sophomore year, like he got hit 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage every single play. So he had to break 4 tackles before he got to the line of scrimmage. And so now that's kind of the mode that he's in. And like, even though they're playing better, like, I mean, Jones is playing great so far. Like he played really well against the
Roger
Browns. And like, I mean, he's the reason that 74-yard touchdown run happened because he came out and blocked that guy in the secondary. And like,
Are you happy we found
yeah,
the
like you
draft
have to
him or no?
trust.
Yeah. Okay.
You have to have that trust in your line, and they haven't built that. But like, he has to have that trust in his line that they're going to block for him.
we see running backs produce without line. Look at Warren. There's something in Warren's mind that Najee doesn't have. He's an undrafted kid from Oklahoma State. He didn't get that many touches in college. He has a terrible line, but he's made it work last year as a rookie and even more so this year. Najee, it's almost, to me, it was like he was spoiled at Alabama, which is weird because he didn't have any long explosive runs at Alabama either. Everything was around the 10-yard range. It was a knock on him coming out of the draft. But since he had that good line, no one was hitting him until he reached the second level to the backers. So I don't know if it was he already had that confidence, so then he could lower the shoulder. He needs grow up. If you're a first round running back, first round running backs are such a rare breed in today's NFL. Where if you're selected in the top 32 picks, you need to be special. I don't care if we have a bad line. He has an average 4. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, he broke some souls for sure.
I feel like Le'Veon Bell said this earlier this year, like at the start of the season, and I kind of just shrugged it off. But he said that Najee needs to lose weight. And he compared him to himself. Le'Veon was around 244 his rookie year.
Pounds.
Yeah, drops like 20 pounds. Yeah. His second year in the league, he has 1,300 rush yards and then like another 600 receiving. Breaks out onto the scene. I kind of shrugged it off then because Le'Veon was a little bit different than Najee. Like, as we just mentioned, the receiving aspect, it's not really super comparable. However, if Najee dropped like 10 to 15 pounds, he's still above average size. And if he moves good for a big man now, imagine how good he could move next year.
I feel like his speed really does hold him back, and I think that would help.
Yeah.
Because he's clearly like agile. Like you see him hurdling guys all the time.
Yeah. So I that's not a change that can be made this year. And it'll be interesting to see if Pittsburgh picks up his 5th-year option in the offseason. If things continue on this trend, I doubt it the way Jalen's playing. But even if he doesn't get his 5th-year option picked up, I would still talk to him and say, hey, try and lose some weight here. Give up some muscle for some speed. And then all of a sudden, the RB duo, we all think it's good right now, right? All in agreement? It could be so much better, though. And then the line's going to improve. Hopefully, we have a competent play caller. I had like no hope coming into this podcast, and now I'm giving myself hope. So I don't want to like overdo it, but I would like to see Najee lose some weight.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're going to talk about running backs who have lost some speed, I mean, if anyone caught that Chargers game, Austin Eckler looks like he's running with bricks in his pants, man. He just...
Somebody mentioned, I think it might have been on Twitter or X or whatever you call it nowadays. He said like, oh, I didn't realize Eddie Lacy came out of retirement. And with him running the field, like he looks so slow.
He does. It looks like
he's running in molasses.
It looks like J.K. Dobbins when he came back from his
What do you think Eckler's contract's going to look like next year? He is a free agent. He still has so much value in the receiving game. I agree with that. He runs hard. Yeah. Like, I don't know, like 2-year, $10 million?
One maybe?
2-year, $10 million.
There you go. They're going to send him to the Chiefs.
And then he's going to be an all-pro.
He's gonna LaShawn McCoy his way to a Super Bowl ring.
Oh, my gosh.
He has more left in the tank than LaShawn McCoy.
That's what our G3's trying to do. He's trying to get on the roster.
Oh, that's right.
I'm glad you brought that up. I'm so fed up. All right, pull up some stats because maybe I'm dead wrong. He was talking about how he runs a 4-3, how he can read NFL defenses better than ever before. And I've been saying since Deshaun went down that Flacco was the guy.
Yeah.
I'm clearly a big Flacco believer. Joe Flacco had over 100 passer rating last year with the Jets when he beat the Browns.
Yeah.
RG3 thinks he's a better option than him. The guy who's been out of the league for 3 years. His last game in the NFL, he passed for like 120 yards against the Steelers. Like, RG3, other than I don't know. I have like a vendetta against him now because even when he's calling games, like he's had a couple of viral moments where he like says something sexual and it's funny in the booth, but now he like forces it and it's just over the top, man. I'm
brought
fed
up
up
him
with
and
RG3.
Kaepernick to the Jets.
Yeah,
I mean, Joe Flacco in 5 games last year,
what do you have, like
for 1,051 yards.
What was he, like 5 touchdowns?
5 touchdowns, 3 picks.
Yeah.
I mean, that's for 5 games.
I mean, yeah, those are what Kenny Pickett's numbers for 10 games this year
for his career.
Yeah, for his career. Like, hey, Cam Newton's in that same boat. I think I saw in that same interview, he said that he wouldn't have gone to the Jets unless they were paying him over like $5.5 million. Just obscure stuff like that. Like, you know what it gives off? It gives off like high school athletes going back to the homecoming game and saying, "Oh, back in my day, I had 300 rush yards. They had pictures of me all over the wall." That's what it gives off. These former Heisman winners are giving off high school athlete vibes right now.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Omaha. Time for an audible. We got a little bit of setup for this one. Christian, pull your phone out. Hayden, pull your phone out.
Give me that.
Get on your notes
There you
app. Start a new page. I might edit some of this out. We'll see. Right. QB, go down the line. RB, we'll do 2 running backs and 2 receivers. Tight end.
QB, running back, 2 receivers, and a tight end.
QB, 2 running backs, 2 receivers.
So like a fantasy setup.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do O-line as well.
Oh,
And
are we doing the TikTok trend?
yeah.
Building a
And
team.
Defense.
Oh, we're
And,
doing it.
So Hayden and Naples are going to be on the team. Josie, Christian.
All right, we're
Okay.
gonna win this
Oh, yeah.
easy,
So-
easy, bro.
Easy.
One of
Not
you's
if he
gonna-
picks Mike Evans, he's gonna.
I have a random team generator.
Sorry, you said defense
That's it,
too.
Yeah. Defense.
O-line and
You
defense.
guys want to do a kicker too or no?
Nah. Should we do coach?
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's a good one. That's a good one, Christian. All right.
All right. So I have a random.
Christian, good job, dude. Let's go.
Oh my gosh, let's go.
I have a random team generator wheel. Do you guys want me to eliminate a team after we do it, or do you guys?
Yes,
care if we
eliminate
get,
it.
Like get the same team twice.
I say
I'm indifferent.
Doesn't matter to me. You can keep it.
Yeah, keep
Keep
it.
it. Keep-
I say
keep
keep
him in.
it.
Here's
Yeah.
the thing, though. One of you is going to get to go first out of the round, and you can't pick the same player.
So like if we got the Steelers and he wanted, if we both wanted defense, he would get it first, and then I would have to settle
You
for
have
like
to-
Pickens or
yeah.
something.
Pick on the
Okay.
Steelers.
So you guys can rock paper scissors to whichever team gets the first pick. in the
Please first, you guys
round.
go.
All right.
And this next pick, the other person will get the first pick.
So wait, are we doing current players?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
when you get a team, we're picking. Then they're picking from the same team, or we're doing roll
Yeah.
every
Yes,
single
yes.
You
time.
guys are both picking from the same team.
Okay.
And it's going to alternate who gets to pick first.
All right.
And
Okay.
you're trying to build the best team possible.
Just one last. So like for the receivers, for instance, if we got the Bengals, do we get our choice of Jamar Chase or T Higgins? Where
Yeah.
like
You have
okay,
to take
I didn't
one.
know
You
if
did
like it was
one.
like
Yeah.
we
You
have to
can-
take
you can
one. Okay.
Take whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. We ready?
Yeah, me and Naples got
Let's
it
go.
first.
All right. Well, did you guys rock, paper, scissors?
Yeah, Christian just
Yeah.
gave it to us.
All right. Spin the wheel.
All right, Chiefs, baby, let's go.
I'd cry.
Jets.
Defense, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
defense.
All right. So Naples and Hayden are choosing defense.
Can we take injured players? Can we take Rodgers if we wanted?
Let's do injury. Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
going to do
fine.
Rodgers or Brees. Those are the two options, to be honest with you.
You guys wouldn't take
Over
Garrett
Wilson?
Wilson?
I mean, Garrett Wilson.
I was thinking about Garrett a little.
I mean, I would take Garrett
probably-
Wilson over Brees.
Well, you guys are trying to sabotage us. So
Okay.
I probably would take
Am I?
Brees. I'd probably take Brees.
Honestly,
How
actually,
many
take Aaron
running-
Rodgers.
I think you're gonna get better chance of getting better receivers. So
yeah, there's so many receivers
Brees.
in the
Oh, that's a
NFL. Yeah,
You guys said you
He's a
don't
C,
want me
right?
to eliminate
C.
it.
No, you can keep it.
Keep
That's what
it?
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. So we're set?
Yeah.
All right. Next spin.
All right.
We got. Are you kidding me? We're not doing the Jets again.
Dude,
No,
the
no,
Jets.
no,
Jets
don't do
again. They get them both.
We got Lions.
Oh.
So
You guys go
Ooh.
first.
These are tough. I'm between Dan. or-
Dan Campbell.
Yeah. I
Dan
think
Campbell,
Dan.
MCDC, baby.
Line?
Hey, we're taking
What do you think?
MCDC.
Or-
If the- I would say Amon Ra.
Did you guys hear
or
that?
even Laporta.
We just won. We
You're
got
taking
MCDC.
DC.
You gonna
Motor
bite your
City
kneecaps
Dan
off?
Yeah, it doesn't matter who
Yeah,
we
okay.
have because we're gonna beat you.
Oh,
we have
okay.
MCDC.
I
Right.
would have gone.
All right, we're between the O line and Amon Ra. We're gonna do Amon Ra.
I like Amon Ra here.
Hey,
Amon Ra is what?
can we change our answer?
No.
No, we can't.
Yeah, I mean we have Amon Ra. Who you
We
change
were
it?
gonna take O line.
No, we're fine. We're fine.
We don't need the
I-
lines.
we're
of
good.
line.
We're fine.
We
We're
You
gotta
guys
do
said
good
so much
MCDC.
about
Their O line is great too.
Yeah, they're all-
Titans, and you guys are first.
Tighten up, baby.
I mean, I feel like Vrabes.
Yeah,
Vrabes,
yeah, I like
Vrabes
that,
might
yeah,
be
yeah.
the
I
young.
like
Vrabes is
Vrabes.
good. Hey, two
No, we're doing currently, not in
blue
their
collar
prime.
We have
guys.
we have the original and better version of.
We're
Dan
taking
Campbell.
Will Levis. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, D Hop staring you guys down.
Traylon Burks.
Shut up.
I mean, you got to take D Hop if you're gonna go.
I mean, is their defense? Their defense is
Why are you whispering? You can like.
I mean,
speak into the microphone.
because I'm not talking to you. I'm
Keep
talking to
into this-
Christian. I'm talking to
speak into the
Christian.
mic-
They don't want us to know who their pick is.
Yeah, our listeners would like to
Running
hear.
backs I think Henry's still good. Yeah, I think Henry. We have to
You guys
go.
have
We go
to.
Derrick
We're
Henry.
taking Henry.
Yikes.
Washed.
Wash King.
Brees Hall and Derrick Henry.
Hey,
They're building the
we're
injury
running down your
squad.
throat.
All right.
Okay.
Commies.
Ooh,
Who's? Oh, Commanders.
Yeah, it's you
We're
guys
up
that's
first.
our
right?
first.
Yeah, Terry. Scary Terry.
Yeah, that's the
have to.
answer.
I mean,
Yeah, you want their
they're taking
O-line?
Terry. I mean, Logan Thomas ain't bad.
All right, I was like, I'm gonna say Logan Thomas,
Logan-
and he's gonna like hit me. I
Lo-
kind of like Logan Thomas.
I mean,
Low-key
there's
a
so many
sleeper.
better running backs than Brian Robinson.
Jordan Reed.
look up Logan Thomas's stats. He's having a good year.
I would say Logan Thomas could fit in our system.
I'm so glad you said that. We're on the same wavelength right now.
I'm wondering why you guys didn't go with like Jahan Dotson.
Because we're gonna get two number ones,
before
baby.
the podcast, we went over how many receivers.
You guys got Vrabel,
Vrabes, Amon-Ra, and the Jets D.
Luke will.
We got Vrabel coaching the Jets defense. I mean,
Logan Thomas on the season this year so far is he's played in 10 games. He has 43 receptions for 409 yards, 3 touchdowns.
That's
so bad.
nice.
Not so bad.
For your pick, it's ticking. Make your picks.
We did already.
Yeah.
We both did.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, Luke.
We're waiting on you, Lukey.
Hey.
I thought you guys were still talking about it.
Okay, and we get the double dip.
Patriots.
Is it our turn or theirs?
It's our turn.
It's yours. I
mean, I feel like Ramondre would be the easy pick. Them or the O-line. Their O-line's kind of mid.
I would, but would you rather have a mid O line than have a chance to get like a special running back?
I mean, well, we've got Ramondre.
We already have a heck of. Wait, they already used both running backs, didn't they?
Yeah.
So we could screw them up and like make them use like Juju or something. Juju or like Mac Jones.
Well, who do they still have left?
Yeah, you think we're gonna go?
You have you're gonna go defense.
I'm not going there crappy.
Yeah, they'll probably go defense.
I say Patriots line. I think we can get a good running back.
I mean, we do have 2 running back slots, so Ramondre wouldn't be a bad second option.
Zeke.
Okay.
All right, rock paper scissors shoot for lineman versus running back.
All right.
Rock paper scissors shoot. All right.
Cool. Let's go Mondre.
All right.
It'll work out. Trust.
I guess.
O line.
Yeah.
See, I was
you can
gonna say
have him.
Gesicki, but
Kaseki or Hunter Henry. I mean, Hunter Henry.
We get first pick. Why don't you get like Kittle or Kelsey right now?
find out.
Giants.
You guys are up
Darren
first.
Waller.
You don't want to take Saquon?
They
We
can't.
don't have running backs.
Running backs,
We
so
took
that's-
Henry. We can use him.
DeVito.
Shut up.
Danny
Danny
DeVito.
DeVito.
Danny DeVito at quarterback. Honestly, the answer is their defense is solid.
Defense is young.
Defense is young.
Defense
I mean,
isn't bad.
Defense has a lot of potential.
I mean,
You have Wink Martindale.
my votes are either defense or Darren Waller.
I would rather go defense because
Wait, dude, Isaiah Hodgins.
Tyrod Taylor. Tyrod Taylor.
I think we go defense because they're just young.
That's fine. Yeah,
Christian, this is a family podcast, dude. Put your legs away. Woo.
He's got
Jeez.
him out, and then
Yeah,
Barkley.
we're going Saquon. We are. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we are.
You're not even a Penn State fan.
Yeah.
What do we have left at this point?
We have a tight end, wide receiver, and quarterback.
We have a quarterback, wide receiver, and O line.
Colts.
I mean, O line.
First, right?
I mean, I would pick
You guys
their O
want
line.
AR?
No,
We're gonna go.
Injured in the
No,
first
not-
week?
We're
this-
going Colts O line.
Colts O line. So you guys want Pittman or?
Kind of gotta go Pittman here, right? Let's see, one AR.
AR is not a bad pick.
What's your guys'-
AR? It's just
What's your guys' third left defense?
Tight end.
Oh, tight end.
Which Mo Alley Cox.
I'd rather go Pittman, but
Jelani Woods.
Ooh, Jelani Woods. It's a sneaky.
Listen, he rated the highest in athleticism.
That's a
Any tight end
sneaky good
ever.
pick.
Such a smokescreen. I drafted him in a dynasty league that I had because it was such a smokescreen.
It was.
He had like a
this is your
2 touchdown
pick
game
here.
last
This
year, I
is your
think.
pick here.
Josh Jones. I know you're big on Josh Jones.
Oh, dude. Texas,
Pierce.
Texas alum. Was it Sam Ellinger?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna
yeah, I mean,
you're drafting
Pittman's probably the
McAfee. You're
answer.
drafting Pat McAfee
Pittman.
as a quarterback.
Pittman's our answer. Yeah.
All right.
Chargers.
Oh, great QB. Let's take Justin Herbert.
Okay.
Yeah, Herbert.
And we'll take Keenan Allen.
Yup.
Free Herbert.
And we'll take Keenan Allen.
That was
I think these teams are pretty.
So now the problem is now our next
see.
pick's our
I'll
quarterback.
ask
So
ChatGPT.
Yeah, you guys.
I really hope you guys get Pittsburgh right now. I really hope you
Who
get
we get?
Pittsburgh.
who we get?
What are you rigging it right now? What is that?
The team we already guessed.
I just don't want to do teams.
Oh, it was okay.
Who was it?
It was a
It was
team.
Titans.
That's fine. Thanks, Luke.
Saints.
Hey, Derek Carr. Hey, Derek
He
Carr's
hates
our
on
boy.
Derek Carr
Hey,
so hard.
hey, Derek Carr with this team. Derek Carr with this team can get.
I don't
done.
even want to type
he doesn't
it
wanna
in. You
type
can
it.
type it in. I hate Derek
We're taking
Carr.
Taysom Hill because that's our last pick. So,
A tight end or
The Swiss.
well, that's the thing. We'll use him as gadget guy.
Oh, using this.
We'll use him as
Gadget
we'll use him
guy.
as Joker on depth chart.
Oh, okay. All right.
So is that full roster for both?
Yeah.
of you?
Yep.
All right.
All right, Luke. Now, do you decide who has the better team?
I'm gonna ask ChatGPT.
Let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
Team Naples and
yeah.
Hayden.
Yeah.
Team Naples and
I'll
Hayden.
read your team.
All right, so Naples and Hayden is going to be led by Derek Carr
Yep.
at quarterback. Ramondre Stevenson and Saquon Barkley
two
are
pass
running
catchers.
backs. Yeah. Keenan Allen and Amon-Ra St. Brown, the strength of our team at the
solid.
receiver
Absolute
position.
dogs.
Pretty nice.
Logan Thomas, the underrated tight end for the
absolutely.
Commies. Colts O-line. Jets defense, led by the Mike Vrabel.
Yep,
Out of
Coach Vrabel.
the Ohio State.
That's right. That's right, baby.
Are we ready?
And if Logan Thomas ain't getting it done, Vrabes can suit back up.
Facts.
Said, all right, Team Christian and Josie.
Boo.
First of all, we got the guy who we need to free. The guy we
Hey.
got to get out of LA.
For him.
Justin Herbert.
Hey.
One of the better, record might not say it, one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL still.
Yeah.
Eli's cussing you out from
think
South
I'd agree.
Carolina
I
right
think
now.
I'd agree.
Eli's
I think I would
cussing you
agree.
out from South Carolina right
We'll
now.
go running backs, Brees Hall, Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
That's pretty
got
solid.
ACL
Hey,
away.
yeah, is
You're
Brees
sitting-
just
you're an
gonna,
ACL
like,
away.
hit one game?
You got,
or,
you got yin and yang. You got a guy who can take it 70 yards, and you got a guy who can punch you in the face.
All right,
Yeah.
all right.
Stiff arm you
Saquon
into
and Brees
oblivion.
cancel each other out because they're both injury-prone, explosive backs. Who's better, Ramondre or Derrick Henry?
Who's rushed
today?
for 2,000 yards.
Today?
Anyway,
Well, I
moving
mean,
on to the
what
next
we're
one.
talking about right now. Which
Wide
one?
receivers, we have the most underrated wide receiver in the NFL, Terry
No,
McLaurin.
we do. We have Keenan Allen.
Terry McLaurin's way more
Terry
underrated.
McLaurin.
And Michael
I do like-
Pittman,
I do like
who's also a very solid big body guy.
He's very
Basically a
solid.
tight end.
basically a tight end.
Your
It's
receivers
crazy.
are boof compared to us.
Taysom Hill, gadget guy,
Gadget
can
guy.
come in at quarterback and
Yeah.
play in the
think
red
McLaurin's
zone,
better than
can rush up the
receivers.
middle.
Wildcat.
O line,
life, I think
Patriots, always a top 10
They're
O line,
okay. Yeah,
always a
they're
top 10 O
solid.
line every single year.
Solid.
Defense, Giants.
Ooh.
We got pieces.
Yeah, man.
We got young pieces. Kayvon Thibodeau's gonna sack your quarterback, give him a concussion, and then do
Yeah.
a snow angel right next to
Haven't
him.
they been getting
Right
What
back
is
by
Sexy
Dallas?
Dexy gonna sit on us
Sexy
too? What are you
Dexy.
doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, best of all, we have a culture setter
Oh.
at the coaching
You
position.
guys didn't even want him as your coach. You guys tried trading him in 2 seconds.
He
after
did.
he
I'm
got
We
here.
got Motor. What? City. What? Dan. What? Campbell. Motor City Dan
Hey.
Campbell. The culture setter. Doesn't matter who we have, because guess what? He's going to get him to bite your kneecaps.
All I'm saying is Giants defense getting torched by this receiver room. We're going
Dude,
400
yeah.
yards
Our,
every
our
game.
receivers are nuts.
I'm sorry, you think that either one of them's going to run on a Dory Jackson?
Yeah. I expect
Yeah,
both of them.
I feel
think
very
I think we'll line Logan Thomas out there.
Scar's gonna hold our receivers the whole time and get away with it.
Oh, sounds like Joey Porter. You know? Like,
All right, what are we looking at?
Well, all of apparently ChatGPT is in like full right now and not working at full capacity. Who's home? Who's away?
We're home
Coin.
because we gave them.
Yeah, we gave them first
so-
pick, so we're home.
Y'all can be home.
So away gets to flip the coin. Heads or tails?
heads.
I mean, yeah, heads.
It is heads.
Oh,
So we win, or like we
no,
get
that
the
means you get
ball,
the
or-
kickoff.
That means- all right, man.
Somebody put it into Madden. We'll make the team.
Put it into Madden. Oh, did we
We'll give you guys an update on which team ends up winning.
Shout out-
We'll put it in the description.
Nick Steiner on Twitch. We can
Nick
just,
Oh yeah, last
Thank
time
you,
we
man.
played out right now.
Yeah,
but no, let us know in the comments.
yeah.
All right. You guys ready for some trivia?
Let's do it.
We're ready.
All right. We're going to actually switch things up on you, Josie. We have a trivia question for you.
Oh.
Naples is unaware of this. So
I am
Naples
unaware.
and Josie, you guys can work together. Me, Christian, and Luke already have the answers. What are the 4 NFL teams who have stars on their current logo?
I mean, Texans,
Steelers, Texans.
Dallas.
Texans, Dallas.
Steelers.
Steelers are not. Steelers
They're,
have
they're
diamonds.
diamonds.
They're
They're diamonds.
diamonds.
Sorry. So we said, I'm sorry.
Tennessee.
Texan
Tennessee,
They have a
Cowboys.
star on the Titan. Tennessee, Houston, Dallas.
They were going
Who's-
way
who's
faster
the-
at us. They're
Who's
doing
the
way-
last one? I'm just trying to think of what
Naples
was.
is
I
on
feel
the
like
list.
it's someone with like a letter in their name. You got any ideas?
They're choking. They're choking.
I'm thinking.
I'm thinking too. I'm just trying to run them through my head.
AFC, NFC. Or you're not going to answer that. I always give you guys hints.
If I'm being honest, I forgot the 4th team.
AFC.
So
AFC.
I remember.
Name already?
they have Texans, Cowboys, and
It's not the
Titans.
NFC
remember.
North.
It's not North.
Type it in. I forgot.
Not South, because you already said Tennessee.
You already said
Don't let 'em
Texans
see it,
and
though.
Tennessee.
You can't-
I'm looking at Naples.
Yeah.
It's not the
What's in the West?
West. Is the
Is it?
Chargers.
Oh, is it the Raiders?
Do you remember who
No.
it is?
No,
The Chargers don't.
no. The Chiefs don't.
And
Denver doesn't.
Denver doesn't either.
Oh, well, that's the East then. Oh, is it New England?
Yep.
With the
It is New England.
Yeah,
Yep,
because
yep.
yeah,
Good
they
call.
got
All right, you guys did way better than me, Luke, and Christian earlier, but that's a pretty hard one, right?
yeah.
Like,
That is
sure.
pretty
it
tough.
messes with you.
I feel like obviously Dallas is the giveaway because the star, but
Yeah.
That's the easy one.
Dallas and Houston,
Yeah.
Vienna.
Yeah. And then I do have a trivia question. It's
Yeah,
a bit
back
of a
to our regular schedule
Regular
programming.
schedule
Yeah.
program.
I do. It's a lengthy one, okay?
Okay.
But it is in honor of our guest today and him being a Browns fan.
Okay.
So, since 2000, you've all seen the jersey.
Is it how
You've
many
all
quarterbacks?
seen the jersey. Not how many. I want you to go through and see how many you can name. Just the quarterbacks that have started a game for the Browns
okay.
since the year
All right,
2000.
man. All right, was it start? Is it?
We're gonna go one by one.
Oh, okay.
Because I need to erase them as we go. Because
Okay,
they're
all right,
all on
yeah.
a big list.
Naples, do you want to start it
Yeah,
off
you
though?
start.
And I know me and Christian.
All right. Well, I'll go with our boy we were talking about earlier. We'll go RG3. RG3 played some
great.
games for us.
RG3 played in 2016. He played 5 games.
All right. I'm gonna go with the 28-year-old rookie Brandon Weeden.
I was wondering how long that one was gonna last.
I love the brand.
He
Okay,
played.
I have some nice ones
Yeah.
like in the tank, but I don't want to use them up this early.
Brandon Weeden played 15 games in 2012.
I'm gonna go pretty boy Brady Quinn.
Brady, that's
Okay,
another
Brady
good
Quinn,
answer.
that's a good one.
Brady Quinn played 3 games in 2008. That's the one I know he played more than that, but I have that's the ones I have him on.
You know, I believe he took us to the playoffs. Derek Anderson, our boy.
Derek
I think
Anderson,
probably one of the
yes.
last good ones we had.
Did he go to the playoffs? I thought they missed
or
it.
maybe
at 10-6.
got us to a winning record.
I think it was like 10-6, but
I
they
have
missed it.
2008 on here as the
Yeah.
year that he was on there.
Okay.
I almost gave something away. Sorry. I literally almost
almost
gave
gave
you
us-
3
gave us-
names there.
I'm gonna go Johnny Football.
Johnny
You
Football.
suck.
love Johnny Football.
2014.
Colt McCoy.
Oh, that's a Texas guy right
That's
there.
a first round pick right there.
Yeah.
2010, he played 8 games.
You know, former Patriots backup and Browns legend with Josh Gordon for a couple of those years. Brian Hoyer gave him some good times.
3 games in 2013 is what I have listed after that one.
Naples took one of the most famous journeymen. I'm gonna do the same thing. Josh McCown.
Oh, Josh McCown.
8 games in 2015.
Josh McCown.
There's a lot of single digit games on here. So like there's
Yeah.
multiple that have 3,
Like
4
one
starting
or two,
quarterbacks in
yeah.
a single season.
What?
You're up.
Baker.
Yeah,
Baker. Obviously, he's near the top for all time starts.
Yeah.
With that. Like I think he's like in the top 5 for all time quarterbacks to ever
Yeah.
start for the Browns.
Is this just quarterbacks that are on the jersey or quarterbacks up till now also?
This is
think it's up
quarterbacks
to
up until now, all the
Okay.
way through
Alright.
2023.
I mean, Jacoby Brissett gotta show
Brissett.
love. Wish we would have never let him go, but
I was wondering how long that one was going to last too, because
Jacoby.
last year he started 11 games.
last year he played
11.
until Deshaun came back.
Because
Yeah.
he was suspended 11. Week 12 was a bye, and he played week 13
Yeah.
against Houston.
I still have a few more good ones in the tank. I'm not gonna use them up yet. I'm gonna go to Sean Watson.
Good answer. Obviously, the end of 2022 and the beginning of 2023.
Tyrod Taylor.
Love
Good answer.
Tyrod, man. He was done dirty by multiple
28.
Everywhere he
medical
went.
staffs. Yeah.
2018, he played 3 games.
Multiple medical staffs did him wrong. I mean, the guy who really starts us all off is Tim Couch.
Tim Couch.
Got to start us
one.
all off. with the
Tim
list.
Couch, 7 games in 2000.
I saw this quarterback play live. Saw the Steelers whoop on him. I saw
suck.
Browns
I was
fans
really gonna
cry.
say this one.
I'm gonna go former Rams quarterback, former Browns quarterback, and a few other teams sprinkled in there. Austin Davis.
2 games in 2015.
Who's that bald guy? Number 9. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's. I was
Oh
wondering
my
if somebody's gonna get that
gosh,
because he
who
played
is
for
he?
You know who it
Pittsburgh
is?
too.
Because that was the same year
I
he
don't
played
think I
for
know who that
Pittsburgh.
is.
Played for
Oh my
Pittsburgh.
gosh. It was that man season meet. You
He was
you're
Ben's
not
backup
gonna
for
say
a
it to help
while
me out here?
when Landry Jones was there too.
What?
He was a second or third guy when Landry Jones was there.
You suck. Just help me out here. Oh my god. Shaw. That's his name, Connor Shaw.
That's on the list, but that's not who.
Hey,
Connor,
counts.
was
I
Connor
give it.
Shaw bald?
Yeah,
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, okay. He played
Okay.
one game.
South
one game
Carolina
in 2014.
Gamecocks
Oh,
legend.
I thought that's what you guys. Yeah. that's
No,
what I
that was a
thinking
good
of.
one. Though.
All right, I might be getting this completely mixed up. But
No, he played for the Ravens. Byron Leftwich
but
played
we
for the
did
Ravens.
have a Tennessee tight. Oh, what's his name? Is it Hackenberg? Is that his name? A
No.
former Titans
Heisenberg.
quarterback? Is he on there?
You're thinking of Whitehurst. I
don't think that.
Oh, there's a
Charlie
former.
Whitehurst,
You're talking
Clipboard
about
Jesus.
Christian oh, wait, who is it?
He was.
Wait.
I think he was talking about Clipboard Jesus.
Christian who?
Charlie
Christian
Whitehurst.
Hackenberg. is that who you're talking-
Hackenberg.
He was
Is
a
it-
Penn State guy, and he
Penn
played for the
State Jets.
Oh, okay.
And
I
then
was gonna
the
say, there was a
Raiders
former.
because John Gruden had a
Raiders,
crush
yeah.
on him.
There was
Yep.
a former Titans guy. I think was one of our quarterbacks. I couldn't remember if it was
So
him or-
as of right now, we still have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
I'm still
11,
going.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Oh,
We have 20 more
I think
players on
you
this
guys should
list.
go lightning round, just like fire them off.
I can't do lightning round.
Trent Dilfer,
Trent Dilfer is on there, 11 games in 2015.
Seneca Wallace,
Seneca Wallace
Seneca
is on there,
Wallace is
4
on the
games in
list.
2010.
Who's that Broncos guy that played? He was like
Bruce Gadkowski.
Bruce Gradkowski, that's the guy, the bald guy I was talking
Bruce
about.
Gradkowski.
One game in 2008.
His last name starts with an O. He played for the Broncos, the Bills. He was like a back. He had like the long weird hair.
Broncos,
Starts
the
with an
Bills.
O. His last name.
Did Thad Lewis play?
Thad Lewis played 1 game in 2012.
Oh,
That was the last game against the Steelers.
I can't remember.
Okay.
Was that one of the teams that Fitzpatrick was on?
No,
No.
Fitzpatrick never
No.
played.
Did
wish.
Luke McCown ever play there?
No,
No, he was just with the
Josh
Bucs,
did,
yeah.
and you already. Oh yes, he did.
Luke
yes,
did?
Luke McCown.
Yeah!
4 games in
That's a get right there, baby.
that is a
4
fool.
games
That's
in
a fool.
2004.
That's a
That's
fool.
impressive.
That was an
you,
impressive.
thank you.
That's a fool.
That was.
Shoot, I'm missing like obvious early 2000s guys.
Yeah.
The shortest.
The 2000s guys.
The
it was
shortest
really
stint,
short.
1 game. 3. There's 3 guys on here. 4 guys on here that played 1 game.
There was like a
Kyle Orton never played.
Kyle Orton.
there was
never
a there was a
Playing with the
carousel of them
Browns.
all
Kyle
that
played for the
same year
Bills.
with
thought he played for
RG3.
the
There was
Browns,
like
too.
when RG3
Cody
was with us.
Kessler, USC
Oh,
legend.
Cody Kessler's a
yeah.
good one. That's
Cody
a good
Kessler played 8 games in 2016.
One. I'm trying to think of like quarterbacks we drafted. and
Kaiser.
Oh,
Sean
Sean
Kaiser.
Kaiser. Oh, dude, he's a
Great
bum.
pick. 15 games.
He's
in
an absolute
2017.
bum.
He started basically the entire season in 2017.
He was our 0-16 year, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Or our 1-15, or maybe he was both.
He was
He might have-
16.
He might have been. He might have been both.
Yeah, I think it was
Because that
both.
was the year
He's
you
so
guys shipped him
bad.
out. You guys got
Yeah.
tired.
Charlie Whitehurst on the list.
No.
So I think. Oh
No, there's a
No.
Charlie on the list though.
It's not Charlie Batch.
no.
No.
You got you got Seneca Wallace already. I was just thinking about Steelers guys.
Charlie.
Dude, there's a lot of hard names on this list, man.
I'll give you a hint. The Charlie that I mentioned is near the top of the jersey name. He is on the jersey.
Okay.
It's been a while since I've seen it, but I specifically
Is
remember
Doug
seeing
Peterson
his name.
on this list?
Doug Peterson is on this
Yeah.
list.
Doug
8 games in
Peterson.
2000. He's the very first person on this list.
Oh, okay.
Doug Peterson played 8 games in 2000.
Dougie P.
I thought that might be the last man standing. No, that's not true. There's another guy on here. None of you will
So I
get.
know.
I guarantee you, none of you will
All
get
right,
the other
toss up.
guy who started in 2000.
Toss out some hints.
49ers.
Not Hoyer.
That's not helpful.
Not Beth.
Who took over at the 49ers after Steve Young?
Oh, Jeff Garcia.
Jeff Garcia.
Oh, yeah,
10
Jeff
games in
Garcia.
2004. Think about. Let me I think he was one of the 4 quarterbacks who threw to DeAndre Hopkins when he had 1,400 receiving yards with 4 different quarterbacks.
Keenum. Did he play for the Browns?
Keenum did
Yeah,
play
Case
for the Browns.
Keenum
but
was
that's-
with us.
Yeah, so apparently there's 2 guys on this list.
Case Keenum.
There's 2 guys on
forgot
this
about
list, and I
Case.
think the other guys' initials are JC.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know that they would still.
They would have won a lot more games.
Jericho Cotchery. I'm just.
What are the years? What are the years?
Years left. There's another guy in 2000, so you guess Doug Peterson. There's another guy who started 1 game that season. There's 2002, 2006. So we'll go with this. The guy who started the most games still left on this list. 2006. He started 13 games.
2006.
He's the guy whose name I was mentioning was on the jersey. Charlie.
Ooh.
Charlie Brown.
Shoot, I'm gonna be.
Dude, I
fair.
still
I
can't-
feel like I'm gonna be mad at
Dude,
myself.
Charlie
for at least
Whitehurst
one
is
of
just
these.
stuck in my
I
head.
know,
I can't get off of him.
More.
What's the best menu item at McDonald's?
Charlie Mack.
Big Mac.
That's an interesting guess, but no.
Charlie McDonald.
Ice cream.
Charlie Fry.
Charlie Fry.
Okay.
Oh.
Charlie Fry
Okay.
started 13 games in 2006.
Okay.
There's a guy who's currently a coach. I'm blanking on what team he plays for.
Is he like a head coach?
Oh,
Oh,
he just got fired.
Matt Canada.
Is he who I'm thinking of? No,
Josh McDaniel.
he's not. I'm sorry.
Frank
It's
Reich?
not-
Is
no,
that
Chase
it's not
Chase
Frank Reich.
Daniels? Is he
No,
on that?
his initials are KD.
Kevin.
He didn't just get fired. I was thinking of the Bills OC. It was
Kevin Durant.
Oh, you were thinking of Ken Dorsey. Is that his name?
I was right. Yeah, Ken Dorsey
Ken
played
Dorsey.
3 games for them in 2008. I second guessed myself there for some reason.
All right.
There are currently like 6-7 names left on this list.
Is Jake Locker on this list?
No,
Jake Walker's
just
not on this list.
Tennessee
All right,
for him.
there's 2 guys that have started for them this year, other than Deshaun Watson.
Oh, PJ Walker.
Oh,
DTR.
DTR.
TR and PJ
Oh,
Walker. There you go.
okay.
You eliminated 2 more.
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah. I was who was CJ Beathard's backup and started some games with the Niners. Currently
Mullins?
plays Mullins. Mullins played
Nick
1 game.
Mullins?
In
When did he
2020
play for Cleveland?
2021, he played 1 game for them.
What?
That's
What
what's
the
listed on
heck?
here.
I don't even
Um,
I don't remember that either.
Might have been a Ravens game.
A guy who was selected, I believe, in the first round for a different team.
Jason Campbell.
That's
That's
the one I was
JC?
trying to say here. That's JC. He played 8 games for them in 2013. Wasn't he one of the 4 quarterbacks that threw to DeAndre Hopkins?
No, Campbell never
TJ
played.
Yates is who I was thinking of, but he's not on this
Yeah.
list.
Okay.
TJ Yates is not.
Campbell was a first round pick for Washington. Then he also played for Oakland.
I mean, you got to give respect to the quarterback turned receiver Terrell Pryor.
That was good.
He's not on this list because he never played quarterback for.
but
All right, I'm only gonna ask you. I'm only gonna get one more guy in here because the other guy started 1 and 2 games on this list. 2010, he started 4 games.
that's-
I believe he was a first or second round.
Jake
pick.
Delhomme.
Jake Delhomme.
That was one.
Got it.
That was one that I.
20.
No, he
it?
was Carolina's
Oh,
franchise quarterback in the
Carolina.
early.
That's
yeah.
who it was. All right, the other guy's on here. In 2000, Spurgeon Wynn played
Yeah,
1
all right.
game.
Yeah.
Nobody would got that.
I'm not gonna beat myself up over that.
Spurs.
2002, Kelly Holcomb.
Oh, that was another one.
Kelly Holcomb.
Because Pittsburgh played him in the playoffs.
And then
I was gonna say it was
before
the
I was
guy who
born,
played
but
in the
I-
playoffs.
I could figure out the year on this in a second, but I accidentally erased it when I erased one of the names. Kevin Hogan started a game for them.
Oh,
I was
Stanford.
thinking about
Stanford
him.
quarterback.
Did he actually
Hogan.
play for
Hogan.
them?
Yep.
Oh my god.
The list is so long.
Yeah,
That's insane. How
Yeah.
many coaches have they had in that time?
not that.
Do you want it? Let's count it real quick. Mike Pettin,
Hugh Jackson.
Pat
Mike Pettin's a
Pat
fool.
Shermer.
Pat.
Um,
Was Shanahan ever our head coach? Right?
no, he
Are we
was
doing
OC.
since 2000?
See,
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, just do same time.
I thought Shanahan was our head coach at one point.
He was
Kitchens.
OC.
Obviously.
Yeah,
Stefanski.
Freddie Kitchens.
Kitchens.
Shoot, there was one coach that was hired in 2013 because it was Chip Kelly or him that was going to go there, and he lasted 1 year because Mike Pettin came in the next year. Shoot, Chris something? Is that it?
His last name sounds similar to that.
For the one that I'm talking about, the 2013,
Mhm,
because it was
2013
1
1
year. Dude, I don't know what he did in his career other than this 1 year with the Browns. I don't know if he coached college, NFL, or what.
Do you find how many there are total?
Yeah, it looks like I'm gonna count them real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
I honestly, I don't know if I know any
I mean,
before Pat
Stefanski.
Shermer.
You guys haven't said Stefanski.
Stefanski. I don't know if I know any before Pat Shermer, which was 2010.
You
I
know
think.
one before Pat Shermer. I guarantee you, he coached from 2005 to 2008. More well known as a defensive coordinator.
Romeo Crennel.
Romeo Crennel.
Romeo
Yep.
Crennel.
Romeo Crennel. Like, yeah.
Okay.
His record wasn't great with them, but like I didn't mind.
He's a
I
good
thought
D
he was a good
coordinator.
coach,
Yeah, he's a good
Yeah.
D coordinator.
All right, so starting since 2000, 99 to 2000, Chris Palmer.
no,
2001 to 2004, Butch Davis.
Okay.
All right.
2004, Terry Rubisky.
Yeah. No.
Romeo Crennel. Eric Mangini.
Oh,
I remember
Mangini.
That
Oh,
one.
dude, I
that
listened
one
to
should have
it.
been
Yeah,
a get.
just
That
should've
one
got
should have
him.
been a get.
Pat Shermer, 11 and 12. This is the guy, Rob Chedzinski.
Yeah, can you pull up his Wikipedia
That's
when you're
what I'm
done?
on right now. It's Wikipedia.
I was like, this guy's so
What do you wanna look
irrelevant. He
at? I'm
played
sorry.
1 year. What did he do? Was he a head coach like in college anywhere? Like,
All right, so it looks like he.
Greg
he was-
Williams. That's another one.
oh,
Williams.
interim.
Greg
That's a
Williams,
guy.
yeah.
He
That's
was
a
an
guy.
offensive coordinator with Miami University, I believe. Because it
Of
says
Ohio or the U?
I think it doesn't have something you can click on, but I think it's the U because he was a graduate student with Miami. He was a tight ends coach, and then he was the OC with Miami.
Oh,
And then he went to the Cleveland Browns as the tight end coach, San Diego Chargers as the tight end coach, Cleveland Browns as the OC, San Diego Chargers as the tight ends coach, Carolina
bouncing
Panthers
back and
OC,
forth.
Cleveland Browns head coach, Indianapolis Colts assistant head coach, OC with the Colts.
Oh my gosh.
Boston College just recently.
College.
Oh no, Boston College still. Special assistant to the head coach and now associate head coach for the offense.
that's a little bit of a fall in ranks. What's his name again?
Rob Chedzinski.
Shout out. Hope you're doing
Shout
well,
out.
bud.
Right after
Yes,
that,
sir.
Mike Pettin, Hugh Jackson, Greg
Yep,
Williams,
Hugh,
Freddie
Greg,
Kitchens,
Freddie.
Kevin Stefanski.
Kansky. Dude, that Greg Williams year, we had so many personalities on that team. You had him, you had
Greg
Todd
Williams,
Haley.
yeah.
Yeah, Greg Williams, Todd Haley is the
Haley.
OC.
Todd Haley.
Dude,
You know,
that was insane.
Todd Haley deserved more credit. I'm gonna say it.
Wish you had him back now.
Oh yeah, are you kidding?
I would take Bruce Arians over him in a second.
Oh,
Oh,
well,
Bruce
yeah,
Arians.
but
As far as OC.
Bruce
I saw this thing earlier today. I know we're wrapping up, but like it said, the Mike Tomlin coaching tree is a barren wasteland, and other than BA, it's nobody.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like you can't even say that BC. Why am I blanking on his name
LeBeau.
right now? LeBeau was part of that coaching tree.
that was also part of the problem. Though LeBeau was there, and that's not a problem. It's a good thing. But he was there for so long.
yeah.
It's hard to kind of grow up when there's one spot there the whole line.
And Keith Butler did an all right job, I thought.
He was all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. One name to look at: our DB's coach, Grady Brown. He's going to get defensive coordinator looks, whether it's in Pittsburgh or otherwise. There's some rumors right now about Terrell Austin being the next Syracuse football head coach. If that happens, then I would definitely, I know we make fun of the Steelers for hiring within, but Grady Brown is a special name. He's a minority also, so if he ever gets a head coaching job somewhere else, Pittsburgh could get a compensatory pick. Name to keep looking out for, especially as the offseason gets near.
Yeah.
Any closing thoughts? Oh, real quick. It's Thanksgiving. What are we thankful for this football season? Josie, you go first. You can take
Say it as a Steelers fan.
you can take the low hanging fruit.
Football related.
Football, really.
Football related.
We're all thankful for our family, our loved ones, having a warm house.
Yeah.
We got that out of the way.
I'm thankful for the opportunity of hope that the Steelers have right now. Because like I look at it this way. I'm not happy that somebody got fired from their job.
I am.
I'm not. Listen. Listen.
Because mine's worse. Mine's gonna
Hey,
sound
man,
worse
listen,
than what you're saying.
He doesn't know if he's going to have turkey for Thanksgiving this year.
For the first time, maybe this entire season, I'm excited for what could potentially be moving forward. And like I haven't felt that way all season necessarily about the Steelers. Like again, I hate that somebody lost their job, but at the same time, like it brought about a hope or like an idea of like, okay, now we're actually gonna get to see like Kenny Pickett, can he do something?
Any other career path in the world, if you're not performing, you're gonna get fired.
Yeah. No.
I'm not saying people should be about it, but at the same time, like if we suck at Chick-fil-A, like we should get fired. Like
Yeah.
it's just we're not in the public spotlight.
Yeah, for sure. I'm never gonna celebrate somebody's fire.
Yeah. He
Like,
doesn't.
I've been a person who's had to. Like how long with my role, I've had to fire people before, and I know it sucks. And so, like, I don't envy Mike Tomlin and whoever and Omar Khan having to do
Yeah.
that. But at the same time, like, there is a different air. Like the lights are brighter and the air smells fresher. Like there's just
What your
there's
wife
that
sent to the
feeling.
group chat. We can put that picture in right now.
There's a feeling that we haven't had all season in Pittsburgh right now because everybody wanted it. It happened, so we move forward from this point.
The fact that we all felt that way just proves like why I'm happy you got fired.
Yeah, for sure. So
Do you remember what you said about firing me one time?
probably, but I've
I
lot of
was
people
like
so far.
I was like angry at a customer or a coworker or something, and I like jokingly said to you, "I'm gonna punch somebody," and you got all serious. You go, Hayden, please don't. I would have to fire you, and I would start crying.
What are the odds you fire Hayden right now?
So, I mean, I would have to have a reason. Wrongful termination is not something I want to
Yeah.
deal with.
Yeah. Why are you trying to make me lose my job?
He said, "What are the odds? 1 in 5."
Yeah.
You go first, man.
Mine's messed up.
I'm thankful for my two favorite guys in sports media, Mike Florio and Pat McAfee.
Okay. Are you going last, Chris?
Yeah, I'm going last.
This is going to be so bad.
Well, I'm very thankful for a Myles Garrett DPOY campaign this year. It's long overdue. He's leading the league in sacks. He's got the highest pressure rate. Absolute dominant force.
What's the over under on if he kills somebody? 0.5? Like,
I mean,
you see the helmet?
He had a helmet. He had a helmet in his hand. He picked it up. It was like he got the 5th Infinity Stone.
Broderick Jones, the rookie, was the one who came over and stopped
did
him.
you
It's
hear
like,
what they said?
No.
He said if anybody shouldn't have a helmet in their hand, it's you. And then Miles said, man, I'm just trying to help out.
That's what he was trying to do last time.
Whatever.
Yeah, really? Is that what he was trying to do last time?
He was trying to put it back on.
Put it back on.
He was trying to get it on.
Listen, all I'm saying is last year he was a Walter Payton Man of the Year nomination from the Browns, and this year he's going to be a Defensive Player of the Year. It's like, what were the repercussions from that? Anyway, moving on. Go ahead.
No, let's go Webster first. Let's go Webster first.
I'm thankful to see a spark in the run game in Pittsburgh again. Jalen Warren, my man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Shout out.
I'm thankful for Deshaun injuring his shoulder.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
All right. If
open
I'm
it up
being
for
honest,
DTR
I
season.
thought that was going to be way worse. That is pretty timid for Christian. So I'll actually take that. Whenever you say something's going to be bad, I get concerned because I've heard you say actual things.
911 on stand.
Yeah.
Hey man.
I feel like
careful
whenever
what you-
he's like, oh, dude, I'm going to say something bad, it's never bad. But if he just blurts something out, it's like terrible where we're like,
Yeah.
Luke, you have to cut that. Like,
Be careful what you wish for. AFC North is cursed on prime time this year.
yeah.
who is that? Who was that guy on Twitter who commented on the Jets thing about like nobody wants to see somebody injure their Achilles or something like that? He said, "Define nobody." That's Christian.
nobody.
That's Christian.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
He was hating on, the guy was hating on Rodgers. He's like basically saying that he wanted
Yeah.
Rodgers to tear his Achilles.
I think the only player actually hating the NFL.
Why?
is
Because he's
Deshaun
anti-vax.
Watson
That's the
Bomb.
whole idea of it.
Bomb.
Oh,
Bomb. Bomb.
This is not a political podcast.
That's why I didn't comment on it.
Thanksgiving, you have to bring up politics, right?
Politics and religion.
Everything you bring up at the Thanksgiving table, money, politics, and religion. It's a conversation starter.
Well, you know, Aaron Rodgers is like Buddhist or something like that.
Yeah. He said he was praying.
Right.
He said he was praying to God.
he does the dark rooms.
But yeah,
He clears mind.
Yeah.
interesting. Oh. Well, Naples, thanks for coming on the
Yeah.
pod. I'm sure we'll have you back.
Thank you,
Shout out
Naples.
Naples.
Love you, Naples.
Yes, sir.
Now we're gonna get this disgusting Browns fan out of this.
Yeah, now we burn the Nick Chubb jersey.
Can't hate on the Chubb, man.
Best recovery on your knee.
Yep.
Like I said, thanks for the support. Eli will be back here next week. Naples will be back on in the near future. We also have some more guests coming to you. Stay tuned. This has been the Second and Short podcast.